One of the most important values for me is independence. He is teaching me right now how to record my podcast myself just using an iPhone. If you are only watching the audio version of this, I highly recommend going over to YouTube to give this a try. Let's fucking go. If you're anything like me and most of America right now, we need a win. We need a win. We need some kind of hope and light. And I was able to find that last night watching Alex Honnold climb Taipei 101. I mean, I say watch lightly because there were so many times where I literally was like, I'm going to throw up. I have to look away. There is absolutely no way. Oh my gosh, his feet are dangling. But also, what I witnessed was the human spirit. What we all witnessed was the resilience of the human spirit, of what happens when you follow your passion and deeply trust yourself and become a master at your craft. And with everything happening in the world right now, I feel like this couldn't come at a better time, because with everything we are being exposed to right now, I myself have felt quite hopeless at times and feeling like, what can we do? After really watching and then marinating last night and sleeping on it and waking up and thinking, what are the things that we can take away from this? Because we're not all going to go out and climb a skyscraper, right? But how can we watch and witness this greatness and then apply the same things to our goals in our life? The first thing that came to mind when watching him is he talked about, because during the Netflix special, right, they cut away several times and they'd had some backstory. And he spoke several times about how he visualized climbing that building so many times. Thousands of times. He thought about it and had climbed it in his mind thousands of times before he actually climbed. That is so important. And I feel like maybe you didn't catch that if you were watching it, or maybe you're not going to watch it because if you're terrified of heights, right? But remembering that greatness often is not from actually doing the act or the thing or the accomplishment. It is visualizing it over and over and over again in our mind and feeling it in our body. Which brings me to the second thing that I walked away was witnessing his joy. He was so joyful. I was like, oh my gosh, how do they have people in the building, right? They're all standing at the glass and holding signs. And I was like, how are they allowing this? This is crazy. But each thing he was like, I'm psyched, man. This is great. Big smile. There was even at one point he was like, I'm tired. And he just needed to acknowledge that he was tired, but he was so joyful. And finding joy, finding something you love doing it and doing it with this wholehearted conviction. It was infectious. And again, exactly the medicine that I know I needed in this time right now. The third thing that comes to mind is not everyone is going to understand your goals. Because I'm sure when he told people, because I guess he's been wanting to do this for a really long time. And I'm sure when he told people, hey, I want to climb a skyscraper with no harness, no ropes, no safety equipment, people were like, why? It's okay that people don't understand. It's your goals and your vision for a reason. And when we see someone like Alex go after a goal that feels so unreasonable and so why? It's a reminder to be like, listen, it's okay if this business idea that I have doesn't quite make sense. Or it's okay that this person that I'm dating doesn't make sense to anybody. It's okay that I want to take this trip by myself and that doesn't make sense to anyone. If it makes sense to you, it's for a reason, and you need to trust yourself. And the last thing, this is probably the biggest, is the exposure to fear. There's been a lot of conversation around does his amygdala doesn't work, or what is wrong with this guy? How could he not be afraid? It's not that he's not afraid. It's just that he's exposed himself enough to this, that this isn't the thing that he's afraid of anymore. And I think that we often think, okay, fear is either face everything and run or face everything and rise. And we are allowed to look at fear and develop a new relationship with it. And when we put ourselves in situations enough that are terrifying or uncomfortable or feel like they're stretching us, it becomes the normal. And entrepreneurship, in my opinion, is the greatest personal development that exists on the planet, because you are constantly met with opportunities of fear to where it just becomes normal. This is part of what it means to be an entrepreneur. So that all being said, go watch Skyscraper live. It's no longer live. Spoiler alert. He makes it to the top, but it's a nail-biting adventure, and it's completely beautiful to witness what humans are capable of. Anything is possible. What you can put your mind to can quite literally become your reality. So I'm curious, did you watch this? Put it in the comments. I'm curious just like what came up for you during this, and did you take away anything that maybe I haven't shared here today? So as always, I love being with you guys, and I'll see you back here next week.